I realized today, or yesterday by the time you see this, that this is an anniversary, because on the 11th of February 2020 I put up my first fight analysis video about The Force Awakens, and thus began my journey to becoming the Sword Lady. 2 years, 44 million video views and 341,000 subscribers later, I can tell you it's been a wild ride, my friends. Happy kind of second anniversary. Anyway, I wanted to impart a piece of advice, or maybe two, so let's go. I know a lot more than I did when I started these videos 2 years ago, including a bunch of quite rudimentary things about Longsword, which I will tell you about later. But if I hadn't just started and accepted that I was going to get some things right and some things wrong, I wouldn't be here. Sometimes you just have to start and try and know stuff and not know stuff and learn as you go. Because if it's interesting enough, even only knowing some stuff can lead to your life being profoundly changed, and suddenly you're a full-time content creator and you have a silver play button and a sword collection, or whatever. Have to say, results not typical. The keys, I think, to making entertaining videos about things you don't know loads about are 1. Do know something about it, and 2. Don't set yourself up as an expert. Tell people who you are and why you like the thing and why you know anything about it at all, but while experts are great, you don't need to be an expert to make entertaining videos. Never be afraid to be an enthusiastic amateur. I mean, never be afraid to be an enthusiastic amateur. In my first fight analysis video, oh no, I'm gonna need to zoom out. I would normally hold it a little higher than this, but my knees are very bent and I'm still hitting the ceiling, so there we go. In my very first fight analysis video, I said that I didn't think that this was a longsword stance because I looked up longsword stances on the internet and I couldn't find this one. I also said it didn't seem very useful, largely because I didn't really understand the mechanics of longswords, and that also, if this were a lightsaber, wouldn't it sort of blind you to have it right next to your face in a dark forest? I mean, from a practical perspective, I stand by the blinding point, even though obviously from a cinematic perspective it's so you can have that dramatic lighting. But the other things were totally wrong, as various people politely pointed out. It's also a kendo stance, which various other people politely pointed out. Slight digression, as if this entire video isn't a digression. It can be quite a lot of work to cultivate an audience which consists of mostly genuinely decent people, but I swear to you it can be done. And it's very worth it too. Not everyone on the internet is an Egypt. My subscriber count has grown from 23,000 when I put up this first video to 364,000, and with the possible exception of some of the videos that have gone a bit viral, the comment section is genuinely a nice place to hang out, so good work, team. Anyway, I had never to that point taken a longsword class, either for stage combat or HEMA, but when I rocked up to my first 14th century Lichtenauer style longsword class several months ago, this was the first thing we learned. It's called Vom Tag, and most of the basic longsword moves that you learn in the Lichtenauer system start from there because it's a nicely non-telegraphy way of standing. There are other stances in the Lichtenauer system, but this one is fairly foundational as it turns out, so whoops. And when you know how longswords are actually supposed to be moved, it's reasonably efficient. Which I didn't know in 2020 because I'd only ever used one-handed swords. So I watched my Force Awakens video and may have slightly cringed a bit at all the things that I got wrong, but on the other hand, I did notice a large number of things which I got, I think, correct. So partial win? So here's another piece of advice then. If you are a creator and you look back on a past piece of work and you go, oh, that's a good sign. It may in fact mean you are improving. And conversely, if you look back on an older piece of work and you go, ooh, that's not bad actually, that's also a good sign. Albeit for a different reason. So on this, the 2-year anniversary of changing channel direction, which has legitimately changed my life in some fairly profound ways, let me offer you this piece of advice again. Never be afraid to be an enthusiastic amateur. Enthusiasm is a joyful and infectious thing, and the world could really use more joy. And it might even change your life, although I have to say, results not typical. Hope you enjoy the rest of Flirty Fight February, which consists of one more full-length video and a short, and maybe something else on the 28th. Yes, we are going to cover the spear fight from episode 7 of The Wheel of Time. I have half a script written. Thank you for being here and also not being a total idiot. I hope you enjoy whatever video YouTube has decided to suggest for you next, and I'll see you soon.